segue because Delegate Coyner and I were just having a nice, healthy discussion about the U.S. Postal Service and an issue we're dealing with now. But I did want to ask Delegate Coyner to come up. Correct? It's time. Right, sir? Yeah. Delegate Coyner to come up, and she has a presentation on behalf of the General Assembly for HARP, and I would like the HARP members here to come up, if it's all right with the board, come up front.
Oh, absolutely.
Come on, don't be shy, y'all. Come on.
Up front.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. It is an honor to be here with you tonight to share House Resolution 808, which was passed in the General Assembly this last session. I'll read the resolution honoring the work of the Chesterfield County Jail Helping Addicts Recover Progressively program. Whereas the Chesterfield County Jail Helping Addicts Recover Progressively program, established in March 2016 by Sheriff Karl Leonard, is an initiative that helps to address the public health concern of substance use disorder and provide essential resources and support to individuals within the Chesterfield County Jail. And whereas over the past 8 years, Chesterfield County Jail Helping Addicts Recover Progressively, HARP, served nearly 3,500 individuals, providing rehabilitation and support for people struggling with substance use disorder, significantly contributing to their long-term recovery and successful reintegration into the community. And whereas HARP uses a trauma component care approach, incorporating evidence-based practices that emphasize the healing of trauma and the preparation of participants for re-entry into society, recognizing the critical need for comprehensive support in the recovery process. And whereas HARP utilizes innovative treatment methods such as trauma tapping, acupuncture, havening, meditation, meridian yoga, and other holistic and somatic recovery tools, demonstrating a commitment to creative and effective rehabilitation approaches that foster lasting recovery and stability for participants. And whereas HARP ensures that individuals continue to receive post-reentry support, connecting them with recovery programs and resources, including assistance from HARP RVA, a nonprofit organization that helps participants successfully transition back into society. And whereas the success of HARP has been evident in the reduction of recidivism and the creation of a safer and healthier community, focusing on the trauma underlying substance use disorders and providing individuals with the necessary tools for recovery. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Delegates that the Chesterfield County Jail Helping Addicts Recover Progressively program hereby be commended for providing effective rehabilitation and recovery support to individuals with substance use disorders, and be it further resolved that the Clerk of the House of Delegates prepare a copy of this resolution for presentation to HARP as an expression of the House of Delegates' admiration for the program's impact on the lives of its participants and the broader community. Congratulations to the entire program. I wanted to share a few words, though, beyond this resolution about why the work you all do is so important. I know all the members of the board will understand when I say that most emails that we get are people who need something or something has gone wrong in government. And we all, as elected representatives, try really hard to address those concerns and meet those needs. That's our goal in service. So it's not every day that we get emails thanking us for something that's gone well, even though we know things go really well in our county all day, every day. So, one of the programs that you all support is going into our schools and helping our young people, and I will say especially our middle schoolers, understand the things and choices that they make today and the impacts they can have on their future. And, I reached out to one of my middle schools about you all going in and providing your program there. And they were a little hesitant at first, but they trusted me, so they said yes. And after your program, the assistant principal said it was the most impactful, powerful program she's ever seen. And then that evening, I had 4 separate parents send me messages to say their children have never come home and shared so much about what was going on in their life than after listening to your presentation. So kudos to you. And I know you also don't get to hear from outside of the people you work with every day sometimes the great things that people respond, like those parent phone calls and emails. So I thought it was important for you to know. the work that you do every day, we can see it in the success of individuals who are our neighbors, who are able to continue their recovery and receive the supports you provide even after they leave your program. You never really leave. You're always connected. You're either serving or you come back when you need help, and that's so important. So thanks for what you all do each and every day to keep our community stronger. Congratulations. Congratulations, Carrie.
Very nice. Thank you.
Congratulations, everyone. I'll deliver real far.
Ms. Snyder, do you have a comment?
I'd just like to say that Jim and I attended the I Never Thought It'd Be Me presentation that Carrie was talking about at the middle school the other day. And it's a very powerful presentation, and I was so happy to be able to attend it, Carrie. And the kids were obviously, I mean, it's hard to get a whole auditorium of kids to pay attention. I think most of them were. And they were engaged, and I think I don't think that they would ever think to see what they would consider to be prisoners outside of a jail and come to talk to them, and they're normal people, and talk about themselves in normal circumstances and how their lives have changed. And so if anyone ever gets a chance to go, it's an amazing, impactful program. And thank you so much, Carrie, for all that you put into this, because I know it's a very personal thing. So thank you.
And I just wanted to echo some of Ms. Snyder's comments. To Carrie Coyner's statement that the middle school was hesitant, to be honest with you, a lot of the middle schools are hesitant to let the prisoners come into the school. But I can assure the schools that they are safe, that the sheriff's department is taking every precaution necessary to make sure that they're safe, but that the program is worth it, and that you should open your doors to allow this to come into your middle school as well. I ask you to reach out if you're hesitant to talk to the schools that did allow it in, so we can get this program in every middle school in Chesterfield County.
And again, it's not like just because, I think that's another lesson, that it's not just because you're a prisoner doesn't mean that you're a danger. And so I think that's a really huge lesson also, that some people end up in jail for, circumstances that aren't always having to do with them being a violent or a dangerous person. It's, about mistakes that they've made and having to learn from them. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Item 4, work sessions. A, Sheriff's Office Annual Update. Sheriff Leonard.
Mr. Chairman, member of the board, Dr. Casey, and citizens of Chesterfield County, thank you for having me today to give you a brief update of the Sheriff's Office, primarily the activities in 2024. As you see on the first slide, that's not a key sticking on my keyboard. That's the 4 C's that Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office represents: corrections, courts, civil process, and community. And I'll spend some time today talking about all 4 of those, but primarily the community, which I think is the biggest C we have in our operation. As far as the state of the Sheriff's Office, we maintain full staffing for a large part of 2024. A real envious position to be in with my colleagues and my peers across the Commonwealth. It's very hard to find anybody else who's even near full staffing, yet alone at full staffing, which we did maintain for a while in 2024. However, we started to see the departure of deputies to retirement once again, which we were anticipating. While we work hard to get to and maintain full staffing, that full staffing number has always been an arbitrary target, but with the extensive study done by an outside company in 2024, the first time we've ever had somebody from the outside come in to see what our footprint really should be, we're able to find the real baseline for what our staffing levels should be today, which I've shared with you a few months ago in an email and a copy of the report. I am working diligently with the state to get the compensation we need, the positions we need through the state comp board. It's not an easy challenge when you go to the state and ask for additional funding or positions, but this primarily falls on them. We also had two major construction projects start to 2024 at both the jail and the courthouses. The jail gate replacements were just completed 2 weeks ago, and the jail and the courthouse construction of the new Sallyport is well underway. Overall, I feel we're in a good position today to continue to deliver to the citizens of Chesterfield County the quality customer service that we're accustomed to. Again, the 4 C's of the Sheriff's Office are correction, courts, civil process, and community. Those are the mainstays of what we do every day. That's our mission set. However, I would like to briefly go over those areas today, as I feel you all have a pretty good grasp on the operations at the courts and the jail. And it's the 4th C, the community, that I want to really focus on today, which I think gives us the designation of being the Sheriff's Office Plus that Dr. Casey often refers to. I did provide each of you with a copy of our new annual report for 2024, which really goes into detail more about the corrections, civil process, and court aspects of our operations. But briefly on corrections, we had over 8,600 people come through our doors to the jail. That's primarily because of the good work of the Chesterfield Police Department, but also with our neighbors, state police, and some other agencies. HARP continues to have an outstanding recidivism rate of 18% or 23% on 2 independent studies we've had done, while the national average remains around 70%. And again, I have to highlight that every time somebody does not come back into our jail, that's a savings of $68,000 a year to the citizens and results in millions of dollars of savings to the taxpayers year after year. We maintain a full capacity of 350 inmates at our jail, with the overflow going to Riverside, where we have anywhere from 400 to 500 every day. In 2024, almost 10,000 inmates were seen at sick call, 9,321 prescriptions were filled, 713 inmates were seen by mental health, and 700 patients received MAT or MOUD, medically assisted treatment. Over 1,200 hours of nursing time in 2024. In 2024, we had over 337 visitors to our 3 campuses. This is still far below pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, we were running about 600,000 visitors to our 3 courthouses every year. This continues to increase, but nowhere near the pre-pandemic numbers we've seen. Civil process. The fastest growing service demand area in our organization is civil process, with the number of apartment complexes, multi-home units being built, the number of evictions we're seeing, the number of paper services we're seeing has really increased. As you can see up here, there were 83,000 papers served in 2024 and over 1,000 evictions in Chesterfield County. I do work with social services and other areas of the county to minimize the impact on citizens where we do these evictions as much as we can. In addition to these primary duties, civil process also demonstrates the plus factor for our organization. In 2024, they stopped over 296 vehicles for traffic infractions and issued 54 tickets. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that's not their primary job function, but does add to the overall safety of our community. They handled 270 disabled vehicle incidents and took 264 calls for service where police units were otherwise unavailable because they were busy, and we were the primary responding officer to handle calls from ECC. Community is where we really stand apart, and that's our plus factor. Customer service, as you mentioned, Supervisor Carroll, is an important quality of the Chesterfield Sheriff's Office, and in all areas, we try to surpass customer expectations for service. These next several slides will depict mission sets that we are not required to do, but we do to help stakeholders, community partners, and citizens with their everyday activities. This is a new initiative we just took late of 2024. I know you're out there, you listen to the police radio at times. One of the things we noticed was the wait time from our neighboring jurisdictions to pick up inmates or prisoners that only have warrants out of their jurisdiction has increased. In other words, Chesterfield police officers encounter somebody, they run them in the system, they see they have only a warrant out of Henrico or only a warrant out of Richmond, no local charges in Chesterfield. The normal process is to go to the county line, which whatever jurisdiction that person has the warrants in, and turn that person over to that jurisdiction. These waits have gone up to an hour to 2 hours of a police officer just waiting in a parking lot for another jurisdiction to come by and take their prisoner. So we decided in October we were going to change that process. I got with Chief Carpenter and said, legally, we're allowed to bring those inmates to any jail in Virginia. Bring them to my jail, process them here, get your officers back on the road right away. So as you can see, in just the first 3 months of doing this, we had 31 non-Chesterfield warrants brought to our jail, 25 in November and 16 in December. These are all cases where the police officer gets back on the road to serve the citizens of Chesterfield much quicker than having to wait for those neighboring jurisdictions. We do a lot of mutual aid. Our biggest two mutual aids are with Powhatan and with Colony Heights as far as it comes to HARP. We have an open relationship with both the Commonwealth Attorney and judges in both of these jurisdictions, where they often call us, and understand this, when a Commonwealth Attorney or a judge calls you to ask you to put somebody in HARP, it's not the defense attorney, it's somebody on the other side of the table, the prosecuting side. But they call us on a regular basis because they identify people who they think would best fit in HARP and best benefit from it. We always accommodate them on those requests. We have a number of folks from Powhatan or Amelia in our HARP program today. We do this at no cost to those jurisdictions whatsoever. Safe Exchange Zone continues to be probably our biggest asset to our community. It can be used for many reasons, and the potential is really limitless. Child custody exchanges are the #1 use we see today. But we also have the use of it for restitution payments, online purchases from Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, other places, meeting place for blind dates on online dating services, believe it or not, and any personal sales with unknown purchasers. During 2024, the Safe Exchange Zone was utilized 1,477 times for custody exchanges alone. To your discussion earlier, I know Chairman Engel and Supervisor Snyder were at the school last Friday. The I Never Thought It Would Be Me program is an absolute incredible program that we take into middle and high schools in our county. It's an award-winning program itself. HARP program participants teach students about mental health stress, the teenage brain, substance use, addiction, the dangers of alcohol, marijuana, fentanyl, and what it is on the street, and the importance of Narcan and dopamine, for instance. We would like to get in more schools, as you mentioned. Quite honestly, we have the door shut on us at a lot of schools. Some schools can't have us enough. Some schools won't let us through the front door at all. Every time we do this, and I know Carrie can attest to this, the response from the students is overwhelming. And we've had a number of students come forward with their own issues, whether it's personal addiction or addiction in the family, seeking resources and help, which we are able to provide. This is a unique one for us.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Real quick. Sheriff, if you talk with the school board members, talk to them about encouraging the other schools within each district that may be hesitant to entertain?
I've
coming in?
invited them to this event at various schools. We haven't had any attend it yet. I haven't talked to them specifically about the program at hand. We can try to do better at the beginning of next school year, trying to get the word out. There is still a huge stigma with some schools of having a prisoner come through the front door or even back door. It's frustrating because the program is very well tailored. It's very safe. All the participants are handpicked for their ability to not only present the program, but because we know they're very low risk. But there's still a huge stigma at some schools to even let them through the front door.
Anything I can do to help, let me know.
Mr. Chair, I learned about this from the sheriff just recently as well, and it is on my task list to, next time I sit down with Dr. Murray, from a centralized perspective, there shouldn't be variabilities in many things the schools do amongst the principals, and this is one of them that's important to all of us. So I'll convey that message directly to him, and we will see what goes from there.
I was going to say the same thing. I think Dr. Murray would probably be much more receptive to doing this than our past superintendent. It just is I think that might, so that's a good in way. And I will talk to my member also for the school board.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you. So again, talking about the plus factor for the sheriff's office, taking trauma tapping out of the jail over to Brandon Mill Woods seems pretty strange, but you got to understand that older adults face significant mental health challenges, including chronic pain, depression, anxiety, grief, and stress related to aging and loss of independence. The residents were so excited to learn about the practical tools like tapping and havening that they could help sleep better the nights they had this. It reduced anxiety. It helped them manage pain without relying solely on medication that often come with unwanted side effects. Many of these participants continue to use these tools regularly and frequently ask when Carrie can come back for another session. We also offer a concealed carry and handgun safety course. The concealed carry course, we've had 182 people come through the concealed carry course in 1982. I don't know where I'm going with that. 2024. Been around for a while. We do charge admission for this, and the admission is to bring canned goods in for the Chesterfield Food Bank. That's all we charge for this. On the outside, you can pay money to go to these courses to get the certificate, which gets you concealed carry permit. We did collect over 2,300 pounds of food for the Chesterfield Food Bank in 2024. We also offer hunter safety education. We've supported the Department of Wildlife Resources with their free in-person hunter safety course for 33 years now. This is a 2-night, 6-hour course on safety practices in the hunting and woods. The course is taught by deputy staff with assistance from citizen volunteers and local conservation police officers. CSO Summer Camp, which I think you're all familiar with, we already have it scheduled for 2025. In 2024, the Sheriff's Office hosted its 7th annual summer camp. The law-themed summer day camp offers young people a fun and healthy week learning about Virginia's laws, building positive relationships with law enforcement. The CSO Summer Camp is a 1-week long event. It's totally free to the families, and it includes breakfast, lunch, and transportation daily to and from Pocahontas State Park. Participants have daily interactions with sworn deputy sheriffs who serve as team leaders and coordinators of the camp. Volunteer opportunities are available for past participants who may have aged out of eligibility for the camp. Another one we contribute to it a lot is the Christmas Mother program. Each year, the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office jail workforce staff and inmates are excited to assist the Chesterfield Colonial Heights Christmas Mother program in achieving their mission of providing assistance to our community in the form of new toys, books, clothing, food gift cards, and other things for qualifying children. Workforce inmates assist in the setup, delivery of gifts, and cleanup following the distribution events. This is an event they look forward to every year in helping their fellow citizens. And I know the Christmas Mother has always been very, very appreciative of our efforts with them. Chesterfield County Fair is another one we're heavily involved with. Inmates from our workforce program, as well as our weekender program, help clean up the fairgrounds prior to the fair coming into town. And again, after it's over, as you can imagine, after the fair leaves, there is a lot of debris left behind. We also participate with the Rule of Law program. We do this downtown at the Supreme Court of Virginia with Justice Cleo Powell, and also locally at CTC on Hull Street with Judge Vanessa Jones of our juvenile court system. They both hold Rule of Law programs. Each year, we participate with them to provide over 100 middle and high school students from Richmond and Henrico and Chesterfield County. They hold mock trials where students are selected to sit as associate justices and help decide the outcome of cases. The students participate in small breakout sessions afterwards where case law scenarios were given by legal professionals for the students to discuss. In addition to our concealed carry class, we are very active with the Chesterfield Food Bank. We're an avid supporter of the food bank and the outreach center. Our family members and staff assist with food distribution on a regular basis and help them with their mission of feeding individuals and families with the Chesterfield community. We are too driven by the belief that no one should go hungry. Probably Dr. Casey's favorite event is the monthly bingo night at Lucy Corps. Our role is to assist staff in rounding up residents who wish to play bingo with the sheriff's office. Once everybody is assembled in the mass auditorium at the Lucy Corps Nursing Home, we start the game. We usually have about 20 residents participate, and our role is to pair up with residents, helping them to complete their bingo cards and retrieve their prizes. Everyone wins at Lucy Corps Bingo. Once the games are complete, we assist staff in taking all residents back to their rooms. In 2024, we had 96 volunteers assist with the bingo for 240 residents who participated. Soccer program is probably one of my proudest programs we have. Soccer is the Sheriff's Office Community Connection and Education Representatives. The goal of this program is to create greater transparency and to increase engagement between the Sheriff's Office and the stakeholders in Chesterfield County, our citizens, by providing periodic education, review, and feedback opportunities about hiring, promotions, and policy changes. Our pool of candidates are graduates from the Police Citizens Academy and the Chesterfield Government Citizen Academy, where they actually sit on our processes to hire new deputies and our promotional processes when promoting current deputies, as well as any policy changes we have. We also hold youth jail tours at our jail. We do have a lot of participation from local schools for this as part of our community outreach program, and it's geared at keeping youth and young adults on the right path. Chesterfield County deputies provide guided tours of the jail facilities for local youth. Tours are designed to expose participants to restrictions of life in the county jail and help dismiss rumors of life in the facility with personal experience designed to help them make the right behavioral and decision-making choices in their own lives. Participants are able to view inmate living conditions, visitation, kitchen, property storage, and daily life at the Chesterfield County. While we normally do this as a class visit, 15 schools in 2024, we also do them for individuals and families and civic groups. Read Across America is another program we're proudly participate in every year. Sworn staff members joined Salem Church Elementary School students by reading to first through fourth grade classes last year. Launched in 1998 by the National Educational Association, Read Across America is the nation's largest celebration of reading. This year's initiative encourages children and teens to read through engaging events, meaningful partnerships, and inclusive book selections that reflect diverse backgrounds and perspectives. Trunk or Treat, I probably don't have to say a lot about this. I know you're all familiar about this. I'll just say in 2024, over 3,000 people visited our setup at the fairgrounds, and we handed over 60 pounds of candy out to the youngsters. The Cultural Festival and Community Cup is also something we're very involved with from the onset the first year. While unity and having fun was the mission, winning the trophy was also on the line, which we never seem to get close to. But we're proud of the Sheriff's Office team for playing so hard every year. All done in fun, of course. The main goal is to build relationships and bridges in our communities. Hopefully we'll see everybody out there for this year's event. And I know you're all intimately familiar with our district enhancement workforce teams. This was what we launched, I think, in 2023. In 2020, and this is where each district has their own workforce team to help you with any concerns you have in your specific areas. In 2024, our inmates collected 3,478 bags of litter, which equates to 86,950 pounds of trash. The Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office Workforce Program saved the county $382,000 by supplying inmate labor crews who provide ground maintenance tasks normally completed by paid employees. Special Olympics Virginia, we're very involved with the Special Olympics of Virginia. As you can imagine, I am the state chair this year for Virginia, and we continue to make this a priority for our fundraising efforts every year, led by Lakeisha Davis, who just received an award from the Special Olympics Virginia for all the work she does for that cause. And we also have an extensive canine program, and behind me and pictured up there is one of them, and that's Harper. But we also have another therapy dog, Graham, and we have 3 canines for service. One is an EOD explosive gun tracking dog. The other 2 are for drugs. It's not just for Chesterfield County, by the way. Ember and Amber assisted Henrico PD, Virginia State Police, Richmond, Lynchburg PD, Campbell County Sheriff's Office, VCU PD, Surrey County Sheriff's Office, ATF, Northumberland Sheriff's Office, Petersburg PD, Defense Logistics Agency, and Charles City Sheriff's Office, and Virginia Department of Corrections in 2024. Myra went to Goochland Sheriff's Office and helped find some weapons out there. Armor was specifically requested by detectives from the Chesterfield Police Department to search for a gun that could not be located after a search warrant was served. Armor found the gun, inserted into a full can of paint. On September 25th of last year, Myra, at approximately 12:40 hours, assisted Special Agent Steve Scully with the DEA in conducting a canine screening of 3 packages. The packages were located at the DEA office in Henrico County in connection with an ongoing narcotics investigation with Henrico Police. The search resulted in over 50 pounds of seized contraband. So while the canine program is there for us and for our benefit, it is very much a regional asset. Another asset that we offer statewide is our specifically trained search and rescue team, which is highly trained to search for missing persons, escaped inmates, lost children, dementia patients, suicidal subjects, and others as requested anywhere in Virginia. The team is trained and certified by the Piedmont Search and Rescue Group, which is a member of the Virginia Search and Rescue Council, and operates as a state resource under a memo of understanding with the Department of Emergency Management. It's another free service we offer up to all law enforcement agencies, in Virginia. And we also have a UAS, a drone program with the Sheriff's Office. Running jails has become more complicated with the use of drones from the bad side of folks, dropping contraband into open air, outdoor recreation areas, anything from drugs to weapons, not in Chesterfield County, and we're going to try to keep a stem on that. But they're an integral part of what we do every day in Chesterfield County, but also an asset to our region. In 2024, we were called out and assisted Chesterfield County Police 17 times, as well as Chesterfield Fire Department a number of times. We're also very involved with Triad. We partner with them to coordinate crime prevention and safety programs for senior citizens to include information on identifying possible scam attempts, which is increasing every day, as you can see. And as I wrap up here, I also want to mention Sandy and Bruce Kozlowski. Sandy and Bruce started this project several years ago. Though tedious at times, it's been rewarding for both of them. Working at the jail results in a lot of wear and tear on our uniforms, causing them to be replaced on a regular basis. With hundreds of deputies working at the jail, this results in a lot of worn and tattered clothing pieces being turned in. This is where Sandy and Bruce come in. They take the time to remove all the patches from all the clothing and then sew on just blank squares of cloth to make the items wearable but not identifiable as law enforcement. They then donate the items to the Healing Place and other services that operate in Chesterfield County. This not only extends the utility of clothing, but also ensures a better return on investment of the Chesterfield residents' tax dollars. To date, Bruce and Sandy have replaced and fixed 5,950 pieces of clothing that have been donated to special causes. We have a list of other things I could go over, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to go over those. But I will say the biggest plus factor in Chesterfield County is what you see right here, and that's our public safety organization. Sheriff, police, fire, and EMS, and also ECC. I've been in this business now, 1982, it's a long time ago, 44 years, and I don't know anywhere in this state, or beyond, quite honestly, where the public safety organization has the relationship we have here in Chesterfield County. And I believe that's probably the biggest plus factor we have, which really leads us to provide the best customer service to all the citizens of Chesterfield. Work very closely with Chief Center, with Chief Carpenter, and with Tommy Tucker over at ECC. And we're all sharing the same mission, doing the same thing for the same reason, our citizens. And with that, I'll just open it up for any questions or comments.
Board members, any questions or comments? Ms. Snyder.
Great job, Sheriff. I got a great team behind me, and in the buildings.
Thank you for all that you do for the county, and all of us as well. Your men are always here to walk us out to the parking lot and take care of us and help out where they're needed. And we greatly appreciate it, and all the other things that all of you in the front row are doing as well in the jail and helping out with the HARP program. It's one of the things that sets us apart, I think, and shows that we care about our citizens no matter who they are, and that we are trying to do the best we can to help people in the most difficult situations sometimes. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sheriff, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you do a great job, and your people do a great job. And we are very blessed in Chesterfield County to have the leadership that we do in our public safety department, and the people that we hire and train that are so dedicated to what they do. And each person, men and women, take the opportunity and the time to put their best foot forward in whatever capacity they're serving. And, you know, as you said, and I traveled all across the country in my capacity with the FOP, and we're at best. And it's up to everybody else to try and knock us off, because it's the relationship that your department has, not just with the fire and police, but with the community. That's the biggest part of anything, by far. And that's what makes a difference. That's why Chesterfield County is one of the safest communities of its size in the United States of America.
Absolutely.
So thank you for everything that you do, and I'm always here to support you, and you know that.
I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, Sheriff, the work that you do, the work that Carrie does, it's all about, when folks come under your charge, it's about dignity, it's about respect, and recognizing that there's an opportunity for growth. Growth on all levels, not just psychological, but in ways that seeing themselves as folks that are more than who or what they are when they arrived in your charge. You guys do sacred work. We see it every day. Couldn't be more grateful, and just am honored, as we all are, just to be part of that process and supporting you.
Thank you for the work you and your team do, because I know that you don't do all of this by yourself, but you do exhibit good leadership to the team that does a great job. They represent us well in the community, as all our public safety does. And again, we can't be, that picture says a lot. Police, fire, and sheriff. Matter of fact, there was a situation today where the fire marshal helped with the situation that needed to be brought under control. So even the fire department helped with the police department in that case. Everybody working together is what keeps the community safe, and we're just so thankful to have you, your team, and all of our public safety. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that, and I am fortunate to be on the front and receive all the accolades for all the work my folks do behind the scenes for me. But I have to say this as well. You're not just part of this, you're a reason for this. The support I get from this board and Dr. Casey and his staff is unparalleled in our community in Virginia. So as much as the accolades I receive, you all should stand up and receive them as well, because you're part of the solution, and you've always been very supportive, and I'll always be very appreciative of that. So thank you to everybody.